our next speaker doesn't really need an introduction, but for those who don't know, he's the independent MP from Islington North, and so many more for so many people around the UK and around the world. Please welcome Jeremy Corbin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here from all over this country, all over Europe, and people from all over the world. A truly international gathering for a voice for peace. And last Sunday, there was a great demonstration in Brussels of saying we want welfare, not warfare, across Europe. What we're doing is assembling in large numbers, offering an alternative global voice, because there's already a global voice for big business, a global voice for racism, a global voice for war, a global voice for inequality, a global voice for environmental destruction. We can do better than that. We're bigger than that. We're better than that. We can be a global voice for a real alternative. And then you look around the world of the horror that is now going on, the tens of thousands that are dying from war, the tens of thousands that are dying because of the shortages created by war. The way in which in Ukraine conscripted soldiers from one side are killing conscripted soldiers from the other side, almost like the First World War. There needs to be a ceasefire, there needs to be peace to end that conflict. And then you look around at the other wars that are going on. Look at the war that's going on in Sudan, funded by the UAE, provided by and enabled by the arms companies. What's it for? The raw materials and minerals in Sudan. Another war of greed on the African continent, like the war going on in Congo on behalf of the mineral companies trying to drag the wealth out of the soil where the poorest people on the earth live above. And then you look at other wars going on around the world. Obviously, the horror of what has been happening in Iran, the continued invasion of Lebanon, and perhaps the greatest cause of our age and our time has been the genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza, and the disgusting role played by Western European countries, including Britain, in supplying arms to Israel, knowing a genocide was going on, knowing those bombs are going to take the lives, the homes, the hospitals and the schools of the children of Gaza and of Palestine. Let us stand up for the people of Palestine and pledge we will be there as long as it takes to end the occupation and allow the Palestinian people to decide their own future in peace. Surely that is something we can all unite around. The real issues facing this world, of course, are an end to those conflicts, but they're also the environmental destruction going on before our very eyes, the climate change that is happening, the extreme weather patterns that are happening, global poverty and inequality, and 70 million people who are refugees with no home to call their own. And our media say that they are the problem. Surely the problem is the wars, the injustice, the human rights abuse and the inequality that creates refugees in the first place. Stop the attacks on refugees. Tomorrow they'll be our neighbours, our teachers, our friends, our cab drivers, our train drivers and everything else. Our answer to the far right and racism is something very, very different. And the last thing I'd say is this. Last year, the world as a whole spent $2.7 trillion on arms. That money was money not spent on health, not spent on housing, not spent on environmental improvements. That was money flowing straight into the coffers of the world's arms companies. The lobbying power of the arms industry, the profitability of the arms industry is massive. And then you see how it plays out in the political system when politicians, not all of the right, get up in our parliament and indeed in many other parliaments and say we need to spend less on welfare in order to spend more on warfare. When they tell us that the food banks have got to carry on, the homelessness has got to carry on, the poverty of our children has to carry on in order to buy yet another generation of some new weapon to start a new war somewhere else. It's time to change the language. It's time to change the agenda. It's time for us to say to whoever the next Prime Minister of Britain is, Burnham or whoever else, change course, stop the arms trade, stop the walk into war, and instead let's walk that road for peace, for justice, for unity across the planet. That's why we're here, that's what we're going to do, and that's what makes us strong. Thank you.